Good morning everybody, DC here, the 20th of the 11th, 2020. And what we've got today is, well, I've been studying magnets and magnetism, and I've come to the conclusion, which is a very similar conclusion to Nikola Tesla, that everything is light. Everything's light. What we're looking at today is two magnets in attraction, that's north and south, and this is diagram 1. I'm going to have to do another diagram to explain more. What I think everything boils down to is that there are two types of electricity. There is more variance on electricity, but basically there's magnetic and static. One's the magnetic and one's the dielectric. So what I hope to show you today with this schematic drawing is we've got two bar magnets, bar magnet 1, bar magnet 2, and it's north-south. So they're in attraction here, so they're wanting to close on one another. And I think there's a reason why they want to close, but it's not what we think. So how about that? So if we start by looking at a bar magnet, we've got north and south, and we've got like what I call a magnetic and dielectric mix. Now, if the ether, which is shown in green here, if the ether's the dielectric and the dielectric's the ether, then it's very curious what happens at the magnet. On the magnet we have a green line here which represents the dielectric. Okay, so the dielectric runs through the centre, and that's where you've got the blotch wall or block wall. We've got circulation in red of the magnetic south pole, circulation of the magnetic again north pole. The two don't meet or mix. And we've got, if you like, the circulation of the ether. And I think the ether pops in at the north pole and pops in at the south pole at the central point, which Ken Wheeler agrees with me on that. And the ether spirals down to a centre point. And as the dielectric, shall we say, passes over, no, it doesn't pass over exactly. It sort of, it pushes the magnetic and the magnetic pushes the dielectric. There comes a null point in the middle. And then the dielectric flies out again at the middle. So what I'm trying to say to you is the ether in the atmosphere and in space comes through a bar magnet. So with that analogy, let's have a look at space or air or whatever you want. This circle around here represents, shall we say, the magnetic field of influence. Obviously it can go larger than what I've drawn, it can go smaller. So within that field of these two attracting magnets, you've got the field of dielectricity between the two magnets. So that's the dielectric centre, if you like, of the two magnets. But as you close the two magnets, the dielectric position wavers or changes. It can change position. Because if these two magnets come together, they become one. And when they become one magnet, the dielectric is in the middle. But before the two magnets come together, the dielectric centre point is somewhere in between. So if we take this a bit further yet again, if this circle here is the magnetic field, a field of influence, then what I think happens in the dielectric and to some extent the magnetic is this. If we regard everything outside the circle, as space, So it's either the air that we breathe, or if it's in space, it's space. And everything travelling in space is subject to the counter pressure or field pressure of the magnets. So everything, including light, is drawn into the magnet. Now then, if that is the case, then all the atoms and light will be polarised. So any particles coming in, if you like, I don't believe in particles, but let's say any radiation coming in will be polarised by a strong magnetic field. The dielectric will flow in, as I previously discussed, into the magnet and out of the magnet. So this to me brings big problems for us when you think about, oh my God, if this circle was the Earth, yeah, with poles and a South Pole and a North Pole, if we are losing the magnetic field of the Earth, we lose atmosphere, because the pull on all the atoms, the pull on everything is decreased. So the way I look at it now, what this humble magnetic setup in attraction shows you, I think it formulates the basis for gravity. So if we lose our Earth's magnetic field, we lose not only the atmosphere, but we'll lose weight, and God knows what will happen then. But this is a wake-up call for me, because if this is the case, then we're in big trouble, and I don't know what to expect. But my understanding at the moment is that when these two magnets come together, the dielectric position changes, and it moves from the two magnets to a central one, which is more stronger. So again, the humble bar magnet it's like a show through for how the universe works. The galaxies work this way, and the universe itself works this way. If that's the case, we should be able to draw power off both the north and south. You see it in quasars, you see it in galaxies, you see an outpouring of X-rays coming from the north and from the south. And so I think that a simple bar magnet shows us so much. Keeping it simple is the best way. So I'm looking at nature in all this, and how nature can perhaps show us the way by just looking at two magnets in attraction. So there's a lot going on with these two bar magnets. Just for a little bit more detail, in each bar magnet, if you can see, I've shown two circular lines, they're in red, and they show the magnetic circulation in the south and in the north. So those ones and there's a dielectric shown there as well. So what I'm looking at and where my studies are going is the interplay between the two magnet poles on both these magnets in relation to the dielectric and the dielectric flow, which is the flow of the ether through the magnet. So my understanding is the ether flows through the magnet but is attracted to the magnet, and it's fascinating. Folks, I can't put this down. It's so interesting. And the strength to me is we've been focusing too much on the magnetic field, whereas we should be focusing on the static or the dielectric field. Thank you very much, everybody. This is DC here. if you've got any comments, or you can add value to my understanding about the dielectric. The dielectric, remember, is the insulator. So in space, we've got the magnetic and the static, or the dielectric, which is the insulator. We all know that air, just ordinary air we breathe, is a good insulator. So the air is part of the dielectric makeup of space. So to me, there's energy waited to be tapped from the very air around us, and this is what Nikola Tesla was doing. He was tapping into the dielectric or static charge fields which are abundant around us. Thank you for today. I've more or less finished now. Again, if you've got any comments or you can add value to my understanding, you're very welcome to get in touch. Thank you very much. God bless.